revenge is made possible by listeners like you. By listeners like you, our revenge is made possible by listeners like you. By listeners like you, our revenge is made possible by listeners like you.
All right, chaps, I'm just gonna finish eating these chicken nuggets and then. Haha, I'm talking on the live stream as well. How funny is that? Yeah, so I'm just eating my chicken nuggets, folks, and then we will be getting this thing rolling. Let's do this.
Yep, all good now.
Okay.
Eating your nugget. Very well, thank you. Yourself? Sounds it. Well, at least got something to cook for you. My wife and kids left to go on holiday today. I'm stuck by myself now.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
You good, Duncan?
Our revenge is made possible.
Yeah, not bad, thanks. You
listeners
guys?
like you.
Yeah, very well, thank you.
Super.
By listeners
This is
like
my
you,
first Discord.
Our revenge is made possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
like
a,
you.
yeah, it's a Discord version.
By listeners like you, our revenge is made possible by listeners like you.
Yeah, of course. It happens though, innit? Listen, you got to understand. I understand this place, innit? There's loads of skepticism and kind of things start off. Yeah, so yeah, and it does take a bit of time. You know, some people are happy to jump on early, but then you obviously got to prove yourself. And hopefully, week by week, we've got to do that. And yeah, people will come round.
Yeah, I think we've already done that, haven't we? People themselves.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've taken great steps in a week. So
Yeah.
I mean,
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah,
Exactly.
and
Our
look, yeah, cool.
revenge is made possible by listeners like you.
Yeah. No, you can,
Nuggets. Nuggets. Don't talk about nuggets.
yeah, don't talk about home cooked food. Don't talk about that because I'm going to be lacking it for a good few weeks now. That's it, exactly. Get the old Uber Eats now. It's going to be overused. Well, let me just make sure this 250 is there to say. Yeah, it's there. Okay.
And we are live. Welcome to this evening's stream, folks. Let's get us on the right screen. let's get the Lunatics token website up. We have got, and we're very blessed to have them here with us this evening. We've got Duncan and we have got Sega from the Lunatics team. So I'm pretty much going to hand it to you folks now and just let you talk about the project, the future, how it's going, how you're able to perform these monumental burns, and how it's going to feel being number one.
Yeah, sure. I'll kick off then. So obviously, I mean, I've probably repeated this like hundreds of times over the past week, but the team kind of came together with under a little bit of adversity in the space. I'm sure we've all experienced kind of being rugged and being in bad projects. And we kind of thought we could try and do something a bit more positive and a bit more honest and transparent and a bit more from the investor's point of view rather than, you know, people putting together projects and not really caring much about them. And then obviously with, you know, a lot of us were and are still holders of Luna Classic, and obviously were affected by the devastation of the crash back in May. And it seemed like a good kind of idea to kind of wrap a standalone project, but with a kind of a cause and a reason to be doing it. And obviously that's why we chose to do be Lunatics and do what we're doing. I mean, we've only been around for a week, so yeah, like you said, being number one today is kind of a huge achievement for us in such a short amount of time. And yeah, we're really proud of what we've done. We've had a great week, a great pre-sale, a great launch. We're building a community, a strong community that really believes in what we're doing. And yeah, we've got to like just over a week now, and we've achieved a lot. But the plans are obviously for the future. Like we said, to build a standalone project. We're not a burn project in a sense, but you know, like I said, we've got utilities coming. We're going to have more utilities. But anything that we do bring to the table will always contribute in some way to that burn pool, and obviously helping the Luna Classic kind of achieve their goal of, you know, burning that huge supply that was created while the crash was happening. I don't know if Duncan wants to add anything to that.
Yeah, I mean, as Sega says, I mean, you know, we came together as, you know, through adversity, and we tried to bring some positivity back into the community, and this has surpassed all of our expectations. This is taken off far quicker than any of us expected, and we're really grateful to the entire community who have invested in us and who are taking an interest in us. We discussed various names at the beginning. I think we began with Luna Sea Burn or something like that, but then we thought that Lunatics was a more catchy name, and so we decided to adopt that, and it seems to have, you know, really taken off, and you know, people seem to enjoy this. They seem to appreciate what is being done, and we will continue to help the community to burn Luna Classic.
Awesome. So we've got the roadmap up here for your coin on your white paper and stuff like that. Can you talk to us a bit about your roadmap, this NFT project that's going to be coming up, and all of those kind of things? It's going to be 2,000 NFTs, isn't it?
Yeah, 2,000 NFTs coming. They're actually being done by one of our holders now. We've kind of flipped it because, you know, we saw some work early on, and he's basically going to do some amazing NFTs. They're already like in the works right now. Obviously, we had our roadmap. We didn't obviously know how the project was going to be received by the public. But yeah, it has kind of caught fire very quickly. So we are ramping. We have had things in the pipeline and ready to go, but we are obviously ramping up and bringing things forward. So the NFTs are going to be timed with. We've got some tokens locked for exchanges and future development. So they unlock a month after our launch. So it's kind of got to be in time with that. So then we can obviously have, because our NFTs will have. You'll be able to stake them, so we need our staking pool, so we require tokens for that. So when that unlock happens, they'll go live. Also, we'll have a staking platform as well, where you can stake your Lunatics token as well, with different kind of pools and APYs and lock times. So we have got like our utilities pretty quickly coming up. And yeah, I mean, the way we burn, obviously, there is a 10% buy and sell tax within the token. And part of that goes to rewarding our holders in actual Luna Classic as well as building a community burn pool, where obviously we get to achieve these kind of size burns on a pretty regular basis. I mean, like I said, we're going to hit over 500, like around 550 million tonight, after tonight's burn. So we can achieve a lot. I do say that we're not the fix to the problem, but we are definitely a piece of the puzzle. And if obviously we continue to be successful, we can burn a significant amount of Luna Classic and help achieve the goal of getting it down to where we want to be.
That is great. And I mean, we were just talking, wasn't we, in the lobby about putting it out there as 250 million or 100 million. A lot of people do not go on their phones. They don't actually look that. It's like $22,000. It's not like it's a small amount at anything or any size. It's that people look at the 250 million and go, well, we've got trillions to burn. But this is where you folks really do come in.
Yeah, and that is how we want to achieve that. But we want to achieve. We kind of want to add to the Luna community as well, and that's why we kind of decided to do it the way we have, in the sense that if you're a Luna kind of part of the Luna community already, you've obviously got a vested interest in burning Luna Classics, so you can kind of see the attraction of what we're doing. Also, receiving rewards is a huge part of why people become holders. So with the volume, they also receive rewards. But then the biggest crypto space is full of investors that may not have already ties to Luna. So by rewarding them as well, they then become Luna holders. So that increases the Luna ecosystem as well. And at the same time, you kind of give them a vested interest in what your other half of your utility is at the moment, which is obviously burning. So it kind of brings it full circle. And the amounts that we're burning, they're significant amounts. The top burner, has been doing it for a month. We've come around and we've kind of achieved that in a week. And it is a lot of money to be burning, but we want to reach that goal of getting down, burning them tokens. And we've been speaking all week on and off, and we're not here to compete with other burn initiatives. We support other burn initiatives as long as they're obviously legit and they do what they say they're doing, and we support that. So hopefully they can support us as well. And we want to add to the ecosystem, not kind of be an individual. The community that we're building around the project as well is clearly a community that has a cause that can be very powerful when a community is built with a reason to win something. And we can achieve some great things, especially the burning side of things. We can burn it with a successful project. With big projects, they create a lot of volume, and that pays two ways. It pays to the people that may not have a interest already, so they get their rewards. But it also pays for us to be burning such a huge amount of Luna Classic and helping that whole group of that whole community to burn that supply.
I'm outstanding with the amount that you've actually been able to burn, because I know a lot of people weren't expecting this much, and there's only really one other coin that is doing the same thing as you that's actually gained traction, and that would be Save the Moon coin. Now, it's not ever a race, it's not ever a competition and stuff like that, although we like to see friendly burning, but just holding that number, I mean, you're going to knock MEXC off the board. Well, not off the board, but down on the board. And I mean, that the amount that MEXC burned in a month was pretty intense in itself. Sorry about that. So yeah, what's next? How much do you guys think you're going to be able to burn a year?
Look, obviously it depends on how successful the project becomes, but we've had a great start and it's a platform definitely to build on. the community that we're already building, and I keep referring back to how powerful a community can be. We've seen it in crypto before, where a project has been held and built on a community, and that becomes so powerful, and then it turns into more than just a token. It becomes like something huge and something to be proud to be a part of. Now, obviously, that's what we want to try and build here. There's loads of aspects to what we're doing. Like I said, we are a standalone project, and we are going to have our own utility, but obviously we're all help contribute towards the burn. And with a successful project, there could be multiple millions of volume a day, even tens of millions sometimes, depending how successful a project can be. So, I mean, if you reach them kind of levels, then we can burn a huge amount. We can take a real piece of and then obviously with the help of, other initiatives in the community coming together, then, I mean, it could be huge, and we play a big part of that.
And I think also that the Lunatics community is becoming more of a family. It's supporting each other, and I think that, through this support that we're receiving from everyone, this is going to be an amazing success.
Yeah. Well, we haven't got a crystal ball, and obviously we can't. We'd love to know how it's going to turn out in a week or a month's time or 2 months' time. But the way the project's been set up with the private holders that invested, and they're fully long-term kind of investors. I'm not looking for a short-term. Team's totally invested in the project as well, with time and effort, dedication, the trust and honesty that we're trying to put at the forefront of the project. And obviously then the community becomes a big part of that. We're totally with the community, very involved, very vocal, and very reactive. And hopefully they can see that. That then gives everyone a bit of comfort and pride to be a part of something, and that can easily snowball into something huge in crypto. We've seen it happen a few times, and how big it can actually get. And if we do get to them kind of levels, then, like I said, we can burn a huge amount of Luna Classic.
And I mean, you already have, and it's not like you've just created this coin, created a Twitter handle, and then kind of not put a huge amount of effort into it. You guys are I've seen that you've got adverts and banners up in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, they're crowd pleasers, they love that. And it's a nice thing to see, people to be aware of what you're doing. We're reaching out to, all sorts of people that, are happy. I mean, Duncan was amazing. He jumped on before the project started, so he was happy to put his name, reputation on the line. Obviously with no guarantee of success. Other people have invested in the project and are happy to talk about the project. So it's nice to know that people look at the project, respect what we're doing, understand, like I said, we're trying, I keep saying we're trying to do something different. But we're not in this trust and honesty, transparency, and all them kind of things that being connected to the community. You'd expect that in every project, but unfortunately in this space, it's not guaranteed. So we're trying to do something that you should expect, and sometimes, well, in this space, it's a little bit different. Transparency, is quite rare, and the team's totally doxed. That's another rare thing. So, there's lots of things niggly things that have always bothered us as investors in other projects, and we're just trying to kind of iron all them issues or little pet hates that we had, and try and see it a bit more from the investor's point of view. And I mean, hopefully, people enjoy what we're doing. They buy into what we're doing. We're all here to make money. Well, no one's in it here to just give their money, but we don't want people burning their own token. We feel there's a better way of doing it. Coming together as a community, build a token, a platform, a community, and as a community burn by using the taxes that we've kind of set aside. And there could be another opportunity of a moonshot here as well. I mean, who knows? But I think it's far better a collective coming together and trying to burn than individuals burning their own money. I know people favour doing that, and they do, and respect them for doing that. But I think you can be more powerful all coming together, kind of doing it in the way we've kind of, designed it to do.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely right. I mean, the fact that, we so much has been invested in this project already. The fact that we have, the banner outside SpaceX in California, we have the banner in Las Vegas. This is unparalleled. It's not something which is normal, and it shows the dedication that the team have, and it shows the dedication that we have in those who are investing in us, and that we will support them and that we will help them.
I'm so excited to see pretty much how it all pans out in your folks' future, because like I said at the beginning, you've got not so much big expectations to live up to, but when you do a project like this, you put yourself at risk for so many different kind of slanders and all sorts. And the fact that you're all doxed, and a lot of people probably didn't know that. Now, I've had it up on the screen the whole time, so I hope that a lot of people now will see, and we've got 326 viewers here, and I hope they go and spread the word about that. So can you explain to just the everyday average Joe exactly how you gain the amount that you gain to burn?
Yeah, so obviously when you buy into our token, there are buy and sell taxes. So when you purchase, there's like a 10% tax. That's very normal in most meme tokens these days. That's how they fund the project. That's how they get the funds to either release utilities, how to market their project. And obviously with the success of a project, you kind of need less of that because it kind of self-markets. I think you always need marketing, but you can reallocate the taxes to as time goes on and the more successful you are. But initially, the way we've set it up is 10% tax. So 2% of that goes to the LP, which is a liquidity pool, and that basically stabilizes the project. So there's all the money there, so your tokens have value to hold it. And the stronger that is, the better it is for every holder. We also burn in our own token, like a 1% transactional tax, which burns our own token as well. And then you've got 3%, it's actually 3.5% that's going there now, is marketing. And then you've got 2%, which is set aside for rewards, and 2% which is set aside for the burn. So as each transaction that happens, we receive it all gets divided by the contract, and then this pool builds up where we collect money that we can buy and burn the Luna Classic, and that's the way we've been doing it. So obviously we've had great volume past week. Initially, obviously the first weekend was huge. There was a lot of excitement. We high market cap, so there was a lot of eyes, and the volume was great. And the more volume there is, the more we can burn. And obviously, we've burnt. I've actually sent the transaction just now. So with the twitchy finger.
Yeah, it's got me all sweaty looking at it. You were number one.
Yeah. So yeah. So we've done that. We've actually got more in the burn wallet as well, still to come, so we can continue burning. And obviously, the more volume that's created over time, the more we'll continue to burn. And we might pull away from the rest of the group, but like I said, we're not in competition. But if our project's successful, we can burn a huge amount of token. And like I said, we're happy to support and help any projects legitimate and doing what they're doing. So yeah, we're number one now. So it's a nice feeling. And the good thing is, the conversation about burning Luna Classic now can't really happen without Lunatics being mentioned in some form or way. So it's obviously a form of advertising and marketing. But yeah, it's just creating awareness about what we're doing.
And it brings more people as well, not only to your own coin, but it also shows people that there's this amazing blockchain out there called Terra Classic. And when we get staking back and stuff like that, I have no doubt you folks will be able to utilize some kind of staking system to
Sure.
get even more coins to burn, like you've been saying. So moving kind of forward, and really honestly, I've had it up on the screen, and it's just I just want to hang on this for a second, because it's 250 million Lunar Classic. I mean, this was all stuff 2 months ago that if you was to come out and say 2 months from now someone's gonna be burning 250 million tokens in one hit, they'd be like, yeah, whatever, okay, yeah. Good one. And you really are bringing awareness to the chain. But what is the future for your utility? Will you try and reach out to projects like Starship possibly and get your coin listed for usage in their metaverse, and possibly speaking to Metagloria and other projects like this?
Yeah, sure. I mean, that is definitely the plan, to reach out and try and have our native token being used as far wide as possible. Obviously, we set up on the BSC chain. A lot of people say, why not Terra? And it's just basically because of being able to reach as many people, and with the low gas fees, obviously everybody knows the BSC chain. It's hugely used and well known. So it's about reaching as many people as possible to begin with, and stabilizing the project, and then we would love to do something there as well.
It's great to hear that. It's nice to see that, especially with your roadmap, your white paper being so professional, the team being doxed. It really does look like you folks are not going to be leaving the space anytime soon. And I like to look at other projects like Shiba Inu. Now, they had bigger entertainment burning with them for quite some time, didn't they? And then they kind of just sort of got bored and just left the space. And
well, I think to be honest, I do know a little bit about that, and I think it was the fact that Bigger Entertainment was trying to do so much for the community, but that community right now, especially Shiba Inu, is very fractured. I'm not a fan of the way the people that run it, especially the people more around, like, the defense breathing and that kind of thing. And there's a big section of the community that want burns, because they've obviously got a huge supply to burn through as well. A far bigger problem than what we have here. But and then you've got another side of the community that want to burn, and you've got all these individuals and initiatives kind of sending in tokens and burning. But it's, like I said, it's very fractured, and I don't think Bigger Entertainment even though they were helping, there was a fraction of that community that was giving them a lot of stick. So it becomes kind of like, why am I doing this? But I don't see that with the Lunar community. I honestly feel that there's no resistance. There's the whole community, as long as it's something that's above board, legitimate, really doing what they say they're doing. There's no resistance, and there's a whole community in the same direction that really wants this to happen. So anything that obviously burns, like I said, and people can look at it with them eyes that it's a safe place to invest, and I can understand what they're doing. They are keeping their promises. Then any initiative, I think, is going to get support from the Lunar community, because it's something they all want to see.
yeah, totally. So we've got a lot of people in the comment section. They're saying, talk about the burn, talk about more burns.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to build up to it slowly. Like, we started off with 50 million, then it was like 100 million, then 150 million, and then obviously today's 250. And obviously people get spoiled. So I hope the volume keeps coming in, and more holders come to the project. They're going to earn their reward as well, which is a great thing. It's not just about burning. We're not here to sacrifice the project to burn Lunar Classic. We sacrifice funds to burn Lunar Classic on the back of the success of the project. So that means people that are invested in the project, they should be making money. They're earning the rewards. And we're building something special here, and that is the whole thing behind it. We're excited. Obviously, we could have saved up and burnt 500 million in one go. But then it's like, I don't know, it's like giving my son a Big Mac for a week, and then after a week giving him a hamburger. He's going to look at me and think,
Or chicken nuggets.
Yeah, or chicken nuggets.
I thought we said we wouldn't mention chicken
Oh
nuggets.
yeah. I forgot. Sorry.
Quick.
So yeah, I've been building up to it to get to where we are today, and yeah, I mean the burns are going to continue. Getting number one spot's obviously nice. It brings Lunatics to the fore and people talking about it. And yeah, the burns are definitely going to continue. How we're going to continue doing the burns now is we'll put it to the community. They want to see more regular burns, so they're smaller but regular. I'm sure we're going to pull away from the rest because at the pace everyone else is going at the minute, we're speeding along. And yeah, we'll see how the community wants to do it. Whether it might be a weekly or a fortnightly or even a monthly huge burn, and we'll do it like that. We'll just see what's best for the project, how we can create more awareness and get more holders in. You know, the more we do that, the more successful we'll be, and I'm sure the bigger the burns will be.
I feel like you folks are going to come out and it's just going to get crazier, more intense, more crazy. And when we get because Luna Classic community in itself right now is fractured, right? And when we get staking back, there's going to be a lot more people who are going to have a lot more rewards to deal with, so to speak. And some people are going to be getting monumental amounts. We're going to get these bull runs. We always go through these cycles, and eventually everything's just going to pop. And how you folks are placing yourselves now, it's really good. So what are your plans for getting listed on more exchanges? So so I mean, we obviously want to get. I mean, it was in the roadmap to get listed on exchanges, obviously, but obviously with the kind of quick success that we've had over the first week, it's given us a strong platform to go from. We've obviously even trying to bring that forward as well. And yeah, I mean, we're in talks with at least 2 or 3 that kind of fit what we're doing. So I don't want to say anything until it's actually confirmed. I don't want to make promises and it doesn't happen. But yeah, I mean, we're even bringing that forward. So the timeline, rather than 2-3 months down the line, is definitely been expedited. So it's far sooner than that. And I think people might be surprised with a couple that we go with. But yeah, hopefully that works out. Oh, that sounds awesome. That really does sound awesome. So going over to really like Terra Classic, the blockchain a bit more, do you think becoming a validator would be something that you folks would be interested in? Or do you think that it would be, because I mean, communities can be very, very large, but the support can be very, very low. And I mean, the following that you guys have picked up, the trust you've got with your community, I mean, it's so strong, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we want to build on that. I think right now is to push this project, and more than that, is to put the community first and build on that, and make people want to be a part of this project. For whatever reason they're jumping, it's for Luna, whether it's because they're an investor in crypto, they see the value of the project and they see the value that the community to project, then obviously it goes hand. And I want to really build a community that will not let this project fail. So I mean, we've had a great start. We're still like, I think, need 4x from launch in the bear market, which is like totally like amazing. You normally see projects, they have their initial pump, their excitement, and it slowly dies away. Like, we've kind of settled at like a great floor. Private investors are amazing. Our pre-salers, a lot of them are still here. And now, I believe if you can build a community first that will not let this project fail, then we'll be here for the long term. Everything else will fall into place. We've got utilities coming on. We've got like a second roadmap of utilities that will take us to the next level. And obviously, you can already buy multi-chain. We've got Rubik's on our website, so you can actually still buy Lunatics right now on multi-chain. But we do want to go cross-chain as well. Like I said, we'd love to do as well. and kind of bring it all full circle. But our focus right now to obviously stabilize this project, so it is here for the long term.
Definitely, and you've got good you've got good support within the community of people that talk crypto, really. And I just want to mention that Matthew Perry's actually just joined the live stream chat, so he's here. I want to say a massive thanks really to Matthew Perry, because he was sort of the ones that brought you folks to the table. I actually found out through you folks through him, and he does a lot for the community, so I do really want to thank him.
Yeah, I'd like to thank him as well, because I mean Matthew Perry, he's an investor in the project, and has been off his own. But I mean, when he kind of believes in something, I kind of worked out that once he's invested in something and he likes what's going on, and like he can see that, you know, they are what they are and they do what they do, he totally gets invested in time as well, and he will push and promote as much as he can to kind of help that project or whatever it is he's talking about. I think, and he's been amazing for us. You know, he's like off his own back. He talks about the project on a daily basis. Always, you know, a couple of videos that always pop out. So he's like, along with like Duncan Gray, who's always trying to help in the same kind of way. I mean, they support from people. You know, it's nice to feel. It's nice to see and feel that are enjoying and respecting what they're doing. And yeah, I hope that continues, and hope come on happy.
Yeah, I want to as well. I want to say, you know, thanks to Matt. I mean, he's done an amazing job. He's supported us. He's promoted us. He's talked about us, and you know, this was unexpected, but he's really stood behind us and pushed this project, and for that we are unbelievably grateful.
And Duncan, I'm grateful for people like you as well, because you yourself have a 79.1k following. You're of really good standing. People say that I'm very British, but honestly, you're just the most perfect British person I think I've ever heard speak. You have that beautiful voice, and there's been a lot of people saying in the chat as well they love your voice. So really, it's just it's symbiotic, isn't it? It's just all coming together probably swimmingly.
It is coming together swimmingly. I mean, we have an amazing team here, and you know, as Sega said, you know, we've been working together now for, I don't know, perhaps a year, and you know, but we've all come together through what was perhaps a bad experience, but you know, this is trying to put something positive back into the community, and I think that with Lunatics, which we are doing that.
Yeah, we are lunatics.
Well, Sega's a bigger lunatic than I am, but
awesome. So do you want to just elaborate a bit more? I think it's been quite asked for in the comments and for questions really for you folks. It's about this NFT project, and just a little bit more on that if you can.
Well, what I can tell you is that they will be out in 2 to 3 weeks time with a staking platform, so you'll be able to stake your NFTs. We're still kind of flipping between a few ideas on what kind of pools they're going to be. There's going to be different bands. There's going to be some special NFTs in that. Some big prizes are going to be attached to. So if you're lucky and you end up with one of them, when you purchase, then there'll be some huge prizes connected to them tokens, to the NFTs. We're gonna attempt to obviously you'll be able to buy with the native token. What we're gonna go ahead with, but I'll try and get some early releases maybe next week of, you know, a little few snippets of, you know, a little early doors kind of glimpse of how they're going to be looking, to get some excitement wrapped up. But yeah, that's all going to come like pretty quick, and we may have done it a little bit quick. All on the security side of things, we've locked up tokens, you know, so they are locked and secure for investor comfort and security. So we've locked up our tokens for exchanges and like developments such as staking, and they kind of get unlocked kind of monthly basis, and then get relocked again if they're not needed. And yeah, we've got loads of security in place. Like, we've just tried to kind of make this whole thing a bit more kind of transparent and secure. So we've got multi-sig wallets for our marketing. That needs at least 4 of the team to sign off any transaction. They're publicised in the chat, so anyone can look at the transactions. We've got multi-sig for the burn wallet that we obviously hold the pool to buy and burn Luna. So there's loads of things that the security side of things with the token puts us in a position where we have to wait for to release the NFTs in the staking pool. But over the next week, we'll start dropping some, the kind of how we're going to be selling them, where they're going to be purchased, and how you'll be able to buy them, and then obviously the pools and the staking connected to that, and obviously how they'll be looking. So some exciting things coming like in a week or so's time.
Awesome. That sounds really good. I'm looking forward to that myself. I'll definitely be trying to snag one of these NFTs. ApeCoin did a similar thing with attached to their NFTs. Now, someone's made a donation and they've attached a question to it, so I'm going to definitely have to read it out. And it is, has the LUNC rewards decreased from 2% to 1%? I've heard a lot of rumours saying this. Curious, right. Is it FUD or legit?
I'd love to clear this all up right now. So, our contract there, Cracovia, amazing dev, wrote the contract. We had our contract audited and everything. Nothing came back, so all good to go. There is some kind. I mean, I'm not technical in that kind of way to delve into contract in deep depth and hard coding, but there is a small kind of bug or something that what is represented on BSC chain when you do like a check and see what the taxes are isn't what actually is being paid. So we've had to manually kind of adjust them so they are paying the correct amount. Now, everything that I'm saying to you right now can be checked in BitQuery. Put the contract address in, and you can see the pools that are going to marketing, the pools that are going to LP and rewards, and all the other sections of taxes. So you can check them. So what we are doing, waiting for Cracovia to try and see if there was a fix, so everything represented on BSC scan kind of matches up with. But at the minute it can't be done. So Cracovia is working on that right now. But what I will do, if it kind of continues over the next day or so, I will post on our website all the links that can be fact checked, kind of thing, so people can look at. So at the minute, I will tell them that rewards is actually being by 0.5%. So it's actually not 1%. The rewards are being paid at 2.5%. And so I can confirm the rewards have not dropped to 1%. It was just done because the soft coding at the front of at the top of the contract is not matching what's hard coded. So we've had to reduce it to 1, but reducing it to 1 actually pays 2.5%. It sounds a little bit of a muddle, but we are trying to get it fixed. Cracovia will do that as soon as possible. But I can confirm that rewards have been receiving 2.5% since the beginning of the project. And all that can be checked on like something like BitQuery, and you can see the pools that have been paid by day, and you can do all your searches and fact check that. So hopefully that clears that up verbally. Obviously visibly it's a little bit difficult if you check like that, but if you do some more checks on BitQuery, everything that I said to you can be fact checked. So yeah, I'm glad I got a chance to explain that.
Oh, awesome. I'm glad that worked out, because it's always good to clear up FUD. And I mean, you folks are super transparent. It's
so,
just...
I wonder if we get a thank you for paying over 0.5% more.
Yeah, I mean, the support your community have for you, it's outstanding. And I mean, we've had a solid 300 plus viewers throughout this so far. And it's just... all of these people, then they're going to go out, they're going to speak to the people they know, and I mean, Duncan's following as well, and you folks are really doing something that if we look, and it's horrible to do it, but if you look at the SHIB community, they just don't have these kind of community burners. I think it's just Matthew Perry, isn't it? And you've got these small kind of
I think a lot of people have attempted to try and do something for the community, but like I said, the SHIB community to me is very fractured. You've got a huge. I don't know how to explain it without kind of like, if it seems to be that if the hierarchy are not in control or dictating what's going on, then they're very defensive and kind of like, and that kind of filters down into the hardcore community, just kind of follow and listen, and so they end up attacking whoever's trying to help in that kind of, so then it becomes like, it doesn't become nice. I'm bigger entertainment. The way that kind of left as well, that shows you the kind of stuff that, you know, makes him feel that he had to stop doing it, you know. But I'm hoping,
yeah, I mean,
yeah,
no,
sorry,
you're
Tom.
no. I mean, you're right. I mean, you know, Stephen Cooper. I mean, you know, he was a great supporter of Shiba Inu to begin with, but you know, he became disenchanted. He not lost interest, but you know, he became disenchanted. And it was a shame. I think, you know, now we have the SHIB, Bone, Leash, and whatever the other one is, competing against each other, and people are confused now. And there is this sort of disorientation in the community. Whereas with Luna Classic, it's pretty clear. You know, we are here to burn, and that's it. It's clear.
Oh, it's definitely clear. 550 million reasons clear. So
yeah,
let's talk a bit about 4195. I have no doubt that both of you are totally up to date with it and things like that. We've got DJ Trev from Market Talk here as well. I want to welcome him into the chat. He's a really good supporter of Lunk. He's pretty small at the moment, but he is gaining traction and stuff. So welcome, Trev. Thank you for being here. So let's just talk about 4195 and how that's sort of going to play out. How do you folks feel about that? What's your stance about validators, and how do you think it's all going to play out?
Well, I think it's going to happen. And I mean, I'm in two minds. I mean, how do you feel about 4195? Let me ask you.
I'm so excited. I mean, a month ago from now, 2 months ago from now, let's say, I joined the space. So both of my channels and my Twitter handle are both less than 3 months old. I've been in crypto for quite a while, but seeing a project capitulated the way that this one did, and then joining it when I did, and there was literally, it was a taboo to like talk about it, honestly. But now where we're sitting now, we've got these amazing developers that do nothing but follow out the community's wishes, and when this does go through, it's going to be absolutely amazing to get staking back. That in itself is huge. Yeah. And there's, according to Terra Station, I covered it in a video today, according to Terra Station, active wallets from Genesis is 4.36 million. That's a lot of active wallets, if that's true, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
So, but yeah, realistically, it opens up so many doors for not only yourselves, but people like me, people in the community that want to start validators nodes and all of that sort of stuff across the board.
Yeah, well, I'm a supporter of it. Like you said, that doing what the community wants is the most important thing, you know, like V2 and stuff like that. The community like really didn't want, but you know, these kind of things happen, you know. But right now, as long as it's done in the way that what the community wants, you know, I'm sure the community, you know, are extremely happy about that.
Yeah, they definitely are. I mean, we're in limbo, and we're being kept there by something that was designed to obviously prevent attacks. It was not put there for any other reason, not to stop staking in general, but just to prevent attacks. But yeah, I believe there's going to be a lot more happy customers, so to speak. People are going to be, I mean, there's a lot of people who have accumulated a lot of Luna Classic low down, and things like that. But moving back on to your burns, now this is something that's been asked loads, and it's kind of like, what's next burn wise for you folks? When do you think you'll be burning again? And
Yeah, I mean, like I said, look, it was nice to get the #1 spot. It's obviously, it was done in a kind of way, a gradual build, and it's now we're there. It's not, we're definitely not going to stop. That's not the thing. It's we want it to be #1 because it obviously helps people be aware of what we're doing. It obviously creates that awareness. The conversation can't really happen now without, oh, by the way, the biggest burner now is LUNATICS. And that's obviously going to help us do a lot more. How we're going to burn in the future, we're definitely going to continue burn often. And I'm going to kind of leave it to the community now, because I think the community wanted us to kind of get #1 spot. It obviously helps the project draw more people to it. And obviously when that happens, the volume will increase as well. So I think the community will decide how often we burn. We're going to use it. I mean, we wanted to do it automatically to begin with, but right now we're doing manual burns, and I think it's working for us. We get the opportunity to do things like tonight, which obviously creates even more awareness. And the more people that know what we're doing and how quickly we've done it, and obviously the transparency around the whole project with the people that are standing behind it, it can only grow. I only think it can grow, and as that does, the burns will as well. So, and like I said, I didn't want to really we could have come in and just saved up the whole week and just done one big burner and done it that way. But we want to do it in a way that's sustainable as well, because we're not going to put our project at risk to burn Luna Classic, because it wouldn't be fair to the holders and investors that we've got. But so what we're doing is doing what's right for our project first. Because obviously this project needs to be a success for us to be able to help Luna. So so we're not going to put our project at risk to continue burning Luna in huge amounts. If we're successful, then we're going to burn, but we're going to burn huge amounts. But as long as we stabilize our project, make sure this project is here for the long term, we're going to continue burning like huge amounts of Luna, but we have to have our investors at the fore, and respect that they've invested money in this project. Yes, part of the cause is to help Luna, but it's an investment still, so we got to respect that. And so we're definitely going to do that first and put that at the top of the list. And then while we're doing that, and we grow and we become more successful, and the community becomes larger, and so will our burns, and that will just happen automatically from the growth of our project.
it's going to be wicked. The future's looking absolutely great. I'm stoked to have had you folks on. I'm happy to have hosted the burn, and I'm totally happy to have you back on whenever you want. And there's another thing being asked is are you going to be doing more community Q&As with your community, so to speak?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we kind of like this week's been totally busy. We've had AMAs every day with different groups, and obviously trying to create more awareness. But at the beginning of the week, before they were organised, we open VCs daily in our Telegram. We don't just do scheduled ones. We're doing kind of like anytime kind of thing. It's just we open it up. Like I said, the team of it is very responsive and about. We're not a project where you're sitting in a TG and you don't see the VC ever open. You don't get people answering questions. We've hardly got any admins. We've got one kind of admin, and the rest of the people that manage our social platforms is literally the core team. So you're always in touch direct with the core team, and there's never a time where they don't kind of respond or kind of. I always open up a VC if there's kind of questions kind of rolling in the chat. We're doing Twitter Spaces at the beginning of the week. Obviously we eased off because obviously we were having AMAs, and there's kind of no point in AMA and then a Twitter Space. But after, I think tomorrow's the last AMA book for the week, and then we'll revert back to Twitter Spaces on our channel sometimes. And yeah, loads of VCs that we have daily. So there's not a time where we're going to kind of be not there to either give updates, what's going on, kind of see what the community are thinking. We're very much in touch with the community, and we definitely want it to keep that way, and we definitely believe that is the best way to build a community. If the community feel like they're part of us and they're connected to the actual team, then it makes them want to be a part of Lunatics, and they buy into that far more than being disconnected from whoever's running a project, who's not responsive and does, the TG's always closed, the VC's in there, people always asking questions and there's no answer. I mean, we're the flip side, because we've been there on that side as an investor, and they're all the kind of pets hate that we hated and never wanted to bring that to projects. Yeah, we're doing it, flipping it around.
It really is going great. And just whilst we're coming into the end of this hour live stream, I just want to point out to the community that there are so many other communities out there that do have burn initiatives, like Matthew Perry's Let It Burn channel. So do feel free to go and look at that. HappyCattyCrypto, we support all communities across the board. We are mainly Luna Classic focused, as you know, but there are many other communities out there. So is there any sort of leaving notes that you guys want to give the community just as we come into a close, yourself or Duncan?
I mean, I'm just grateful for everyone who's sort of shown an interest in us. This is a project which is in its infancy. It's going places, and it's great that you're on board, and we are all unbelievably grateful.
Yeah, I'd like to add to that. Yeah, I appreciate any kind of gives us the time of day to spend their time and research what we're. I think that's the most important thing, because it's very easy to get on social platforms and not follow and not do your own research. Like, it's easy to. If I respect anybody that can come to a project, see it for what it is, do your own research and be sure that to be comfortable before you invest in whether it's a project or whatever. But we believe that we're offering holders, the Luna community, just crypto space in general, feel like we've got something to offer, and anyone that comes and supports us, anyone that becomes a holder, we're very grateful. Look at the project.
Yeah, we've been doing nothing but showing all of your white paper. We've been going through everything pretty much on screen. I also want to take the time to shout out Duncan as well, because he's a really big part of the Luna Classic community and stuff like that. And he's brought himself into the project, and it's not always easy to get involved with any project, no matter what it is. And there's huge amounts of work that goes into this. So a huge thanks from the community, from my community, for sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm working with the best guys, and it's a privilege and an honor to work with them. I'm really happy to be on board.
Well, we appreciate that, Duncan, and we appreciate everything you do.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. Thank you for blessing us with a 250 million burn. Honestly, I feel totally honored to just have you folks on, have your time and everything like that. So thanks for coming on. Do you want to say goodbye to the community?
Yeah, goodbye, guys. Appreciate you spending the time with us. Yeah, hopefully see you.
Yeah, cheers, guys. We're number one.
Wait, just before we let you go, there's something about the BNB buyback.
Okay. Yeah, there's a buyback. We're doing and the token get back. We're going to give it out to the community this week in reward. So yeah, another thing for the community. I'll get the details on that after the buyback. We'll post the details of the kind of competition this week, and we'll be giving the whole buyback in competition winners this week.
Thank you so much for answering that. Someone made a $20 donation with the question attached. I was like, no, quick, grab them.
A lot of people want us to burn it, but we're like, we would burn 10 billion tokens at the beginning of our own. We're hyper deflationary, 1% burn of our own. So I think if we're going to do buybacks rather than burn, because burn's going to take care of itself on token, I believe I would rather reward holders with the buyback. So we'll do competitions, and that whole buyback will go out in competition winnings.
Well, I'm glad we got that one brushed up and tucked away. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you everyone for coming on the stream today. Thank you all.